Kenny, you were just evicted from Big Brother last night. How excited are you to go home?
Um, it's not even about going home. If my kids were here in California, I would just be grabbing them. Yeah, I am super excited to see my family. It's been a long time. I've never been away from my family this long with actually no contact whatsoever. I am super excited about getting home to my kids and my wife.
hmm Well, after Tucker won AI Arena, did you think you would be evicted or Quinn?
I really wasn't quite sure, to be honest with you. Most of the house guests know that I was struggling with missing my family. Actually, every house guest knew that I was missing my family. But Quinn was a tough competitor. I think we blew up Quinn's game when Tucker used the veto on Angela, and everybody kind of knew that he was trying to be aligned with everybody, and he was working the entire house. So um, I thought there was a good possibility that I would stay in the house. But I also told Tucker when we were sitting on the couch together, we were whispering back and forth. I said, if they don't take this opportunity to get me out, it's going to be trouble for them. And me and Tucker would have made an unbelievable team.
hmm I mean, you did this week, you did kind of drop hints to everyone that like they should be evicting you. So what was your strategy behind that?
Yeah, the weeks are very long in the Big Brother house, and some days you have a lot of bad, some days you have bad days, and you really want to go home really bad, and then some days you want to compete and stay in the game and work your alliance. So it was a balance, and some of the closest house guests in the house would be like, "Kenny, you having a good day today or a bad day?" And I'd be like, "I'm having a good day," and they were like, "Okay, good," because there were a lot of people in the house that wanted me to stay. I believe, especially if I was up there against Quinn. But it, it was tough. It was tough being in the house. And at the end of the day, they made the right decision. And they didn't make the decision because I think that I was missing home. They also knew that I was a competitor. I was second in almost every competition if I didn't win it. So I destroyed a veto competition, and no one even came close to beating me. So they knew that I was a physical threat. I could put puzzles together. I could figure out the difficult competitions. And those were the whispers in the house too. Like, yeah, we know Kenny wants to go home, but keep in mind too, he can win competitions, and he's going to be dangerous. And they all knew anyone was fair game to going on the block if I became the HOH.
hmm But Quinn also has a very powerful power that everyone also knew about that got exposed. So do you think like it's also a mistake keeping him? Like this week he's going to use his power, you know?
You know what? I'm not really sure he will, to be honest with you. Putting three people up on the block is a pretty tall task. And if he has to put three people up on the block, he's pretty much tried to align himself with everybody in the house. So he's going to have a lot of explaining to do if he has to put three people up and then possibly a fourth. So that's a huge game changer. And that power is not as powerful as I think you would think, especially if you're in the house and you know the relationships that are going on. I even struggled on who the three that I was going to put up on the block if or when I won an HOH. And so I'm not quite sure he'll use it. And I think the house kind of knows that.
hmm Well, there were many times, like you were saying, like in the past 3 weeks, where it looked like you were about to quit. But so, how close were you, or were you ever close to throwing in the towel?
Um, I would say almost everybody in the house at one point or another has those thoughts. The house gets really, no one ever wants anybody to do that, regardless of if they're in your alliance or not. And there was a lot of people in the house that were really kind and really good about, trying to keep my head in the game and keep me in the house. And, Angela was really good at that. Leah was really good at that. Me and Tucker had our moments together. Tucker wanted to go home. I wanted to go home. We both wanted to go home at the same time, which was the wrong thing that could happen in the house with two people that are working together want to go home. So those emotions are there. And I think once you can get over that bad day and get a good day and then kind of hit the reset and start all over again, that's kind of what you had to do. It was difficult. I would never lie and say that, oh, no, I never was thinking about going home. I was thinking about going home a lot. And I would picture, walking, to my house and holding on my arms and my two kids running into my arms. That was probably the worst thing to do in some of the moments that I was at. And my biggest issue, too, was I agreed to my kids that I would talk to them on the live feeds at 5 o'clock every day. And but you don't know what live feeds are really on or what if they're watching. Like, I don't know if the kids, what camera they're watching. So I would have to go to like 3 or 4 different cameras. And by the time you get to the third one, you really put yourself in a bad mood, missing your family. So I tried to get over that every single day, and it was getting better. And obviously, having a strong alliance or having strong people to work with, makes it easier to get those bad days into good days. And I think I did an okay job with it. I definitely could have did much better.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the first week, you also offered to throw the AI arena to Matt if you were able to. Would you actually have done that?
Um, that one wasn't. You couldn't even throw that one if you wanted to.
No.
That was like, yeah, no, once the bell rings in the competitions, I'm in full game mode. Like I did definitely try and win every single competition that I did. Although the last one, I kind of knew that Tucker's a beast. I knew Tucker was going to beat me, even if I gave my best effort. He's 30 years old. I'm 52. Maybe 5-6 years ago, I would have gave him a run for my money. But yeah, Matt, I knew the house flipped on Matt. So I was kind of like, definitely was kind of defeated, and I wasn't too sure where I stood with Chemo. Although I knew Chemo was kind of friendly with a lot of people in the house, but it was still early in the game. Like it was still very early, and the alliances weren't very strong. So I definitely didn't throw the IA to Matt, or the AI to Matt, but I really did want him to win it because I knew he was going home. And I think the Big Brother house, or any other contestant would say, when you have a good ally, the last person you want to be on the block with is your good ally. So, and that was the case.
Yeah, for sure. Well, had you stayed last night, what would you have done as HOH if you were to win?
Yeah, Brooklyn was going up for sure. Probably Brooklyn, and then a couple other sacrificial lambs would have went up with her. But me and Tucker were whispering on the couch. I'm like, if they don't take this opportunity to get rid of Quinn, then we're gonna go crazy and rip up this house. And he was all excited about doing it. So there was a part of me, obviously, that wanted to stay in the house because I knew that Tucker was going to pull himself off. And Quinn would have been out of the house, which would have been a huge X factor for the house. And me and Tucker and Cedric would have, I think, did some amazing things. And but we'll never know.
Yeah. Well, what do you think Tucker needs to do now to survive? Because obviously Quinn is gunning for him. A lot of people want him out.
Tucker's the total package, to be honest with you. And the way that the game is set up this year, with the 3 nominees and the 2 opportunities to take yourself off the block, it's going to be tough to keep Tucker on the block, whether it's a veto comp or the AI arena. He's a super smart guy. He's got a lot of talents. I learned something new about him every single day. And he could actually go very far in this game, even if he's all by himself, I think, because it's going to be very difficult. The back door is pretty much off the table so far with these 3 nominees and the AI arena. So good luck trying to get him out.
Yeah, he's a comp beast.
Yeah, and he's super intelligent. Like he's very smart. He's funny. He may come off as a crazy guy, but he's got a lot of talent.
He provided a lot of entertainment this week.
Yes, he was entertainment 24/7.
Well, Kenny, it was great speaking with you. Thanks so much for your time, and have a great rest of the summer with your family.
Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you.